The message had been simple, transmitted on all known frequencies in 17 different galactic languages. Ambassador Martinez had delivered it personally to the Kethmari High Command, her words carrying the weight of Earth's unified government. The colony ships contained non-combatants, families, children. Touch them, and there will be consequences. Warlord Vexthal had laughed, his razor-sharp mandibles clicking in amusement as he deleted the transmission. The Kethmari Dominion had conquered 47 star systems through superior firepower and ruthless efficiency. What could one backward species from a recently discovered world possibly do against the might of his armada? The answer came 3 days later when the human colony convoy entered Kethmari space. The attack was swift and brutal. 12 civilian transports carrying 30,000 human colonists were vaporized before they could even transmit a surrender. Vexthal watched the destruction from his flagship's command deck, savoring what he believed would be humanity's first lesson in galactic power dynamics. He had no way of knowing he had just signed his species' death warrant. The hunting began 48 hours after the massacre. Captain Torres of the human stealth destroyer Silent Vengeance recorded the first kill in her mission log. Kethmari patrol vessel Bloodclaw eliminated at 0347 hours. No survivors. They didn't even see us coming. The Silent Vengeance was humanity's response to a galaxy that mistook their diplomatic nature for weakness. Built in the hidden shipyards of the asteroid belt, it incorporated every lesson learned from humanity's darkest chapters of warfare. Silent running capabilities that made it invisible to conventional sensors. Weapons designed not for conquest, but for elimination. What followed wasn't a war. It was an extermination campaign. Kethmari ships began disappearing throughout their territory. Supply convoys would vanish without transmitting distress signals. Patrol fleets would simply stop reporting in. Each incident left behind only radiation signatures and debris fields so thoroughly scattered that forensic reconstruction was impossible. "They're hunting us like animals," Commander Yethkar reported to the High Command, his voice trembling with barely controlled terror. "My fleet of 30 vessels was reduced to 3 survivors in less than an hour. They strike from nowhere, destroy everything, and vanish before we can even return fire." But the human hunters weren't satisfied with merely destroying ships. They began targeting infrastructure. Orbital stations exploded in chains of precisely calculated detonations. Communication arrays went silent across entire sectors. Mining facilities were reduced to molecular debris. The Kethmari Empire wasn't just being attacked. It was being systematically dismantled. The psychological warfare was perhaps the most terrifying aspect of humanity's campaign. They transmitted recordings of the colony ship massacre before each attack, reminding their targets exactly why they were about to die. Some Kethmari crews, driven mad by the constant fear, would surrender before the humans even revealed themselves. It made no difference. Humanity had passed judgment, and there would be no appeals. Captain Martinez, the ambassador's daughter, commanded the hunter-killer group Righteous Fury. Her ships moved through Kethmari space like death incarnate, leaving systems empty of all hostile life. When challenged by other galactic powers about the brutality of their campaign, her response was broadcast across known space. They were warned. They chose to murder children. Now they learn why humans are the most dangerous species to cross in this galaxy. The end came 6 months after the first colony ship died. Warlord Vexthal's flagship, the mighty Dominator, was cornered in the heart of Kethmari space by a dozen human vessels. As his shields failed and his weapons systems went offline, he transmitted one final message. "We surrender. Please, we surrender." Captain Martinez's reply was delivered with cold precision. "You had your chance to surrender before you murdered innocents. Now you get to explain your choices to them personally." The Dominator joined the growing graveyard of Kethmari warships scattered throughout what had once been their empire. In the aftermath, the galaxy learned a fundamental truth about humanity. They would negotiate